Hello everyone. This is the science class for class 8 in which we are going to start with the first chapter that is about the sky vision. So now let's see what we are going to learn in this chapter. As you all know, we live on a planet which is known as Earth, which is located in the solar system and is revolving around a star called Sun along with all the other planets. Now let's see if there is anything else other than the sun in the sky. When we take a look at the dark sky at night when there is no cloud, we observe large number of stars, some of which are very bright and some are less. Some are big and some are small. The interesting point is this, that these small stars are actually quite bigger than our earth, and some of them are even many times bigger than the sun. Now the question is, why do this star appear so small to us? The answer for this is that as these stars are many miles far from us, that's why they appear to us like a tiny dots. The stars are the most attractive of all the objects in the sky. These are such objects which emit light and energy continuously. Sun is the nearest star to Earth. It is because of the sun's light that the other planets are not visible in the sky. Most of the stars are so far away that it takes lakhs of years for their light to reach Earth. Distance of stars are indicated in light years. So now we will be seeing some example through which we are going to find out that light year is actually how much distance. Now let's see what is a light year. The distance traveled by light in a year at the speed of 3 lakh kilometers per second is known as 1 light year. Therefore, light year is a unit of distance. And its value equal to 365 multiplied by 24 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 3 lakh kilometers, which comes out to be 9.46 into 10 to the power 12 kilometers. Now talking about the distance, as you can see here, the distance between the sun and the earth is around 15 crore kilometer, which can be written as 1.5 into 10 to the power 8 kilometer. Now it takes about 8.3 minutes for the sunlight to reach to the surface of the earth. So here we can say that the sunlight actually takes 8.3 minutes for covering a distance of 15 crore kilometer. Now after sun, the nearest star to the earth is Alpha Centauri, which is located about 4.3 light years away from the earth. Now another brightest star, which is called as Sirius, is located around 8.7 light year away from the earth. Now we see countless stars in the sky, and if we take a closer look, we will find out that there are bands of stars from north to south. Now here we will be comparing the size of various planets and stars along with the universe, and we will be also seeing what multiverse means, and we will be also getting an example of the unit of distance, that is light year. Now let us start our comparison with Earth's moon, whose diameter is around 3500 km, and it is actually bigger than the dwarf planet Pluto. Then the next thing which is bigger than Earth's moon is Mercury, whose diameter is around 5000 km. Then the next thing in the sky, which is bigger than Mercury, is Ganymede, which is the moon of Jupiter, whose diameter is around 5,500 km. Then the thing greater than that or bigger than that is Mars, whose diameter is around 7,000 km. Then after Mars, the next planet is Venus, whose diameter is around 12,500 km. Then the planet bigger than Venus is Earth, whose diameter is around 13,000 km. Then the next planet, which is bigger than Earth, is Kepler 10c, which is one of the largest rocky planets. Then the planet bigger than Kepler is actually Neptune, whose diameter comes out to be near about 50,000 km. Then the planet bigger than Neptune is Uranus, whose diameter is around 51,000 km. Then the thing bigger than Uranus is Saturn, whose diameter is around 1,23,000 km. Then the thing bigger than Saturn is a red dwarf, one of the smallest possible stars around the universe, whose diameter comes out to be 1,25,000 km. Then the planet bigger than that dwarf star is Jupiter, whose diameter is around 1,50,000 km. Then the largest planet which is possible in our universe is having a diameter of 9 lakh km. And our sun is actually bigger than that particular planet, and the diameter of our sun is around 14 lakh km. Now we can see that the object bigger than our sun is the star Sirius. Then there are some more stars which are quite bigger than our sun, which are given here in this series. So as you can see here, when we are moving further apart from sun, the distance between them is also increasing. And slowly and gradually, this distance that we are measuring right now in kilometer will be converted in light year. So what actually is a light year? A light year or a light day is that distance which a light will cover in a period of one day. So when a light will travel for a time of one day, then the distance covered by that light will be called as one light day. Similarly, when the light will be traveling a particular distance for a period of 1 year, that is 365 days, then we will be saying that that particular light has covered a distance of 1 light year. As you can see here, when we further increase the distance is actually increasing from 1 light day to 10 light day. Then slowly and gradually it will become 1 light year. So this is the unit which we actually use for measuring the distance between two stars or even two galaxies. Here you can see we have obtained a distance of 1 light year. Now when we will be further increasing this distance, as you can see, now there are millions and billions of stars visible to you. And these stars are actually present in our galaxy, that is the Milky Way. So if we will be moving further apart, or if we will be actually trying to see our galaxy, then we can observe that these millions and billions of stars are actually forming our galaxy, that is the Milky Way galaxy, which you can see right now. Then the closest galaxy to our Milky Way is the galaxy Andromeda, which you can see is 25 lakh light year apart from Milky Way. Then now if we will be moving further apart, now as you can see there are many more galaxies inside our universe. Now, if we will be continuing moving further, as you can see, the distance is increasing more, and we have almost crossed beyond crores of light years. Now, here you can see there are billions and trillions of galaxies present inside our universe. This cluster of galaxy contains similar galaxy like our Milky Way and galaxies apart from that. Now, these galaxies over here are actually forming cosmic webs which are containing billions and billions of galaxies inside them. Now, when we move further, this cluster of web actually is radiating a cosmic microwave radiation, and this thing over here is called the universe. Now, there are several universes in billions and trillions of number which are present around our own universe, and together this all universe are called multiverse. Now let's see what a pole star is. We know that our earth is rotating about its axis from west to east, but we find the stars moving from east to west. That is, they are moving in the opposite direction. One star which is in the north, which appears to us motionless, that particular star is known as the pole star, or in Hindi we call it as Dhruv Tara. The pole star has been used for finding out the direction since the earlier time. Now, if you will take a look over here, you will observe the pole star or the Polaris, which is also known as the North Star. So, for locating a North Star in the sky, we can take help of the two constellations, that is the Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. As you can see in the case of Ursa Major, the two stars which are pointing towards the Polaris are known as the pointers. Similarly, as you can see here, the Polaris, that is the pole star, is actually residing on the tail of another constellation that is called Ursa Minor. So this is how the constellation look in the sky. Now let's see what are constellations. If we will observe the night sky carefully, we will actually see some group of stars forming a particular type of shapes. This group of stars are known as constellations. And all these stars which are forming constellation, they remain fixed together. That means, as they are not changing place with respect to each other, the shape of the constellation will also be remaining fixed. Now our ancestors have named them according to the shape they form, as some of the names are given over here, like Big Saptarishi, which is also called as Ursa Major or the Great Bear. Then we are having Laghu Saptarishi or the Little Bear or Ursa Minor, and Orion. Now the constellation which can be easily recognized in the sky is known as Big Saptarishi. This constellation Big Saptarishi is also known as Big Dipper. This constellation Saptarishi contains many stars, out of which 7 brightest stars form the shape of a question mark or a saucepan. Out of the 7 stars, 3 are on the handle of the saucepan and the other 4 are in the pan. 2 stars on the top of the saucepan are called indicating stars, as they point towards the pole star. Now the pole star here is actually used by different travelers for finding directions. In the small Saptarishi, all 7 stars are bright. The pole star is situated at the top of the handle here. Therefore, sometimes it is also called as Dhruvya Matsya. Orion is also one of the main constellations. seen in the sky, which has more bright shining stars than other constellation. The shape of this constellation, that is Orion, is of a hunter, so it is also called as the Kal Purusha. So this is the image of a constellation known as Ursa Major. So this is how our sky can be divided into various constellations, as you can observe in the picture given here. So different group of star actually turns up to form a particular type of shape, which are actually called as constellation. Now here in this picture you can actually observe the constellation known as Orion. So this is actually how a constellation Orion looks like when we imagine it. Now you can see the various stars which are present in the constellation, like the Regal, Orion and Betelgeuse. This is the another picture of the constellation Orion, and again which you can see the various stars present over here, that is Orion Nebula, Regal, Betelgeuse. Here you can have a look on the pattern of different constellations which are given over here. This is how a Ursa Major or the Great Bear looks like, which is also known by different name like Saucepan, etc. Now here you can observe two constellation Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, and how the indicating stars are pointing towards the polar star, that is also known as Polaris. This is another example in which again you can see Ursa Major, which is also known as Saucepan, and below you can see Ursa Minor, which is actually showing different stars in it. This is few more example of constellation. Like here you can again see the Orion, the Gemini, this, and you can also see here the Orion belt, where different stars are present. There are 88 official constellations known to us right now.